Potentially, a big shift in the reality of what Israel is targeting in Gaza came when the director of a Gaza hospital where victims of this war, women, children, and babies, were being treated. Remember, how can you hit these hospitals? What are you doing? And the IDF is saying, well, sometimes a hospital is not a hospital. In the interrogation, the director, who was taken by Shin Bet, who is the Israeli part of their intelligence apparatus, there's a video. And he says, and he doesn't look like he's beaten to death. He doesn't look like he's scared to death. He says he's been with Hamas since 2010, that he has a high-ranking position there, that there were close to 100 terrorists in the hospital at one point because they knew the hospital wouldn't be targeted by Israel, that Hamas had offices for senior leaders in the hospital and even held a kidnapped Israeli soldier there, and that they do use their ambulances to transport Hamas people, including the hostages of Hamas. Now, all of these things had been offered up by the IDF. In fact, it tracks so closely with what we had been told by the IDF that guess what's happening? People are saying that this is a BS statement, that this guy's only doing this because Israel is going to beat him with an inch of his life 10 times if he doesn't. A man who knows the Hamas playbook and the IDF playbook better than just about anyone is back tonight. I don't care if you like what he says or not. If you argue with this man's pedigree, then you are not coming from a place of rational argument, okay? The son of a Hamas co-founder turned Israeli spy joins us again tonight. Mosab Hassan Yousef. My friend, it's good to see you.
Hi, Chris. Thank you for having me.
So let's do this a little Socratic. This is too good to be true. Even though the guy looks okay in the video, he is saying exactly what Israel has been saying. It must be coerced.
Look, this guy is deeply involved in the terrorist operation. This is not the first doctor that Hamas hires. In fact, many of Hamas leaders are doctors and engineers. Many people think of Hamas like ISIS. But Hamas does not hire losers. Hamas hire the people with a status, with education, with power. So this is not the first Hamas doctor out there. But what this guy forgot to say, that Hamas used the hospital to actually transfer substantial amounts of money from outside, and they use the hospital as a cover so they can pay their employees. He did not say everything because he didn't know everything about Hamas operation. This is just the view from his position. But Hamas used the hospital for a lot more than just employing 100 terrorists and having offices at the hospital.
All right, another point of skepticism. This guy just signed his own death sentence by giving this statement. He can never go back. He can never go where he's from. He can never, why would he do this when, I don't have to tell you, but there's so many stories of people enduring torture and years of incarceration without giving up any secrets about Hamas. Why would this man so calmly dish all this information that he knows is a death sentence?
Listen, 90% of Hamas members speak in interrogation, and without even any mental or physical or psychological pressure. They just speak. I know this from personal experience into the interrogation centers and spending 27 months with Hamas operatives. And this is not a crime. Hamas will not punish this guy. They will not punish anyone who actually confessed during interrogation.
Why not?
They don't consider it treason. They just consider it because Hamas leaders, once they are arrested and in interrogation, they all vomit their plans, their plots, and their operation, their secrets. It's not a new thing. Throughout, Hamas pose as lions on the outside, but once they are under interrogation, they became like rats or rabbits. So this is not a new thing. All Hamas leaders confessed about the movement infrastructure. There are thousands of Hamas operatives now as we speak, and all of them given lots of information. And I think this what will give Israel the leverage for the next phase of this war.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.